Hi, you caught me dancing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another SATURDAY night. Do you remember that song, Kyra? Is that like way before you?
Not way, but maybe, I mean, it was 80s, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. It was 80s. It was the 80s. It was just like when you were a twinkle. You were
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
a little bit of a twinkle. So welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I appreciate all of you being here. We both appreciate you all being here. Kira's not a stranger to us, but you know what? Let's say hello to people. So let me make sure that I've got I don't know what happened with the gram of the Insta, but I know it's here. I know it's here because I can see. There I am. Okay, good. Oh, and let's turn down the there. Okay. Um, Sir Bro Pal, hello. Susan, hello. Susan, why aren't you on here, Susan? You should be on here, girl. You're one of the authors in the book. Um, and welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. And Ellen Jane, hello. Jean, hello. Chris from Iowa, hello. Delora and cousin Jody. Welcome everybody. Welcome. I am so excited to have you on today and talk about, it's the month of love. It's a month of love.
Yeah.
And do you find that people don't express themselves verbally as they do in writing?
Oh gosh,
They are
yes.
better at writing than they are speaking.
Yeah, I think so. And I think some of it comes from being interrupted, as kids or whatever. And so, or I mean, for me at least, kind of defending my position. It seemed like I was always, having to defend my position and get cutting off and all this stuff. So it always felt better to me, like once we had texting, to talk about how I felt,
Mhm.
So for a long time while Todd and I were, you know, developing our relationship, and especially in the beginning, it was really helpful for me not being a great verbal communicator when it comes to emotions. It was just so much easier just to say, I'm going to text you what I'm feeling, and then there's no cutoff, there's no questioning how I'm feeling. And not that he would necessarily do that, but it was always easier for me. So yeah, I think so. And expressing sentiment and intimacy might be a little bit easier for people to do that through writing. Yeah.
I think, both of us being only children. And guys, if you don't know, I'm so sorry. This is Kyra. Kyra is the CEO and co-founder of As You Wish Publishing. And let me just tell you, she has published over over 70 some books, and I have the privilege of being in three of them. And
I know.
it's so, I mean, you do amazing work. And not only are you CEO of As You Wish Publishing, but you have led women's circles, you have led drumming circles, you have um, had a hypnotherapy school.
Yeah. And
So
practice. Yeah.
you've done a lot
Yes,
of things.
I've never done a drumming circle,
Oh,
but
I
maybe
haven't
you're
done
just seeing into my future or
I'm seeing.
something.
I see drum. I see the drum right there. You are drumming. You are drumming the drum. Yeah. Rachel, hello. Thank you for being here. JMRB57, thank you for being here. So you have done all this stuff, and I think we're talking about expression and love in writing. I think both of us being only children, I think that is another big piece because um I remember when I was younger and I'd get into an argument with one of my friends, and one of us would be locked in the bathroom. We'd always like write notes and then slip it underneath the door and back and forth. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but it was kind of like I'm not talking to you. And here's like, this writing that started. And then I remember when I was doing high school, because I was doing high school. I didn't love high school. Um, I did a lot of journaling in high school, a lot of my feelings in high school, and a lot of how high school wasn't like my first 6 years of school. Either was seventh grade or eighth grade. It was just I always felt alone, and I felt just like the odd man out. It was
Yeah.
just different. So my feelings when I had like notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of stuff. So I'm sure run-ons, like sentences and everything else, but I poured my heart out into writing, and then I got into automatic writing,
Right.
and then I
Great.
got into angel writing. So a lot of that stuff was fascinating to me, just fascinating. What would you say, Kira, is for someone that wants to express? Do they have to just, have an outline, or should they just go for it? Just like go with what they have.
Oh yeah, I definitely go for it. Definitely just start writing if you haven't already. I did the same thing. I was my own playmate, as a kid. It's like you get into the, I had a area, a designated area that I could play in, and that kind of thing, and do my homework in, and that kind of stuff. So I was always writing. As a matter of fact, I just threw away probably about 16 journals from my time growing up. And believe me, I think, oh, we save those for posterity. No, I have one or two journals that I kept, just that remind me of those like really important times, and the times where I felt the most turmoil, or I was offering myself in those pages comfort,
Hmm.
speaking to my pain and my fear, and then answering myself. But I think that lends to that automatic writing piece,
Right.
where, we don't know that wasn't my intuitive side or my spirit guide or whatever kind of speaking to me through that writing to help me feel more balanced, feel
Sure.
more loved, and creating that energy for myself instead of, trying to get it elsewhere. So it's actually a resiliency practice, I think. So I think, yeah, nothing, even if you don't feel like you're a good writer, or you don't feel like, this will go anywhere or whatever. I know I have one of those problems where I'm like, I learned something and I'm like, oh, how can I either teach other people how to do it, or how can I, turn this into a new business, because I have that kind of mindset. But if it's just for you, then just go for it. And you don't have to be a great writer.
No, I think, like you said, expression is so important. And I think some people, not all people, but some people, Harry is snoring over here. Some people judge themselves like it's not perfect, it's not right. If you're doing it for you, get those emotions out, get that out, because I think the more that we keep up in here, the more that I know for myself, if I don't put it on paper, I get a little scattered, or I'm like, what was I doing, or what's happening? So it's challenging. Hello, Lee. Good to see you. Beth, hello. Lynn, thank you for being here. Nita says, hi, all. I can hardly believe I'm here. I'm sitting in the dark room, numb, flipping channels, and I open Facebook. Thank you, universe. I need to be where I am right now. Well, you are with Soul Family, girl. Just remember that. Rachel, hello. Lori, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Kelly, good to see you as well. So you created all these books. How does that come to you? How does these um what these books should be about? Is that something that you're sitting with, or it's something from the past, or you just like are like on this one? Um,
Well, well, we have the main theme, right? Books that help the world. And if that's the direction I'm going in, it's kind of an interesting thing. Like sometimes people will bring me an idea,
mhm,
So DJ Kiernan has been in one of our other books. He said, hey, can you do a book that has the word vision in it? And I said, sure. Let's figure it out. So I just, brainstormed a few ideas and kind of like thought about things. What do you call her? Aunt Irma?
Oh, Agnes Irma.
Agnes Irma, right?
AI. Yes.
AI. So I'll go into Chat GPT and I'll say, give me some book titles with the word vision in it. But generally it starts with a theme and an interest. So every once in a while I'll go out to, some social media platform and I'll say, hey, what kind of book would you guys be interested in writing for? And then I'll get some feedback, and then I will feed that to Agnes Irma, and we'll play around with some ideas, and send them out to people and say, hey, how do you feel about this? And that was Synchronicity. This book, last book with these babies, there's a lion. My screen, yay! And mine is a little bit less focused than yours. Yours looks good. So that's synchronicity has always been something that has been in my mind, and I've always wanted to write a synchronicity book, exploring meaningful paths of connection, because I think those moments where the points coincide perfectly with one another is the most fascinating thing to me. Like, it's just so fascinating to me. Like, how did this come about? And even sometimes the things that seem bad at first lead you into a new direction. And, we see some of that in here. We see all different types of stories in here. And so it's really, I'm really glad I got to do this one and everybody contributed. I mean, it was like we had 30 authors for this book.
And I was, because I just finished that other book that I wrote, and I was like, I don't know if oh, yes, I can. I'm like, all right. And it just like, I don't know what happened. And it was so, so sweet that your husband, Todd, just emailed me and talked about my chapter. That meant so much to me. That was really such a kind thing. And I just started writing, and I started putting all the stuff in there. And I didn't remember half of what I wrote. And it was the interesting thing on how even in that way, these chapters, even in my chapter, like all these little pieces of the puzzle, if you will, that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the title of the thing, guys. Um, these pieces of the puzzle all came together, and I was like, now I see how each step filled in, even way back like 20 years ago, how I was being ready for where I am today, which is just fascinating.
Oh
Fascinating.
gosh, yeah.
Hello, Buffy. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you. Tatala. Chris says, I started writing, then worried that my words may hurt someone I care
Oh
about.
yeah. Yeah. Then Chris, you don't write those. You don't publish those or bring those out, because uh, well, one, there's legal implication. If it's incorrect information or it's something that could make someone look bad, that can be problematic. So for those things, I do my best to tell people to come from a healed place when they're going to be writing something published. Um, there's a couple of ways around it. Is one, you change your name, and you change their name, or both, and so you can write under pen name. But that, I think, really taking a step back. Like for example, I was a victim of domestic violence when I was in my early 20s, and I can write about that because we went to court and he was found guilty, and
Mhm.
he had to suffer the consequences. And I was asked what kind of punishment he should have. And so I can write about him. I could even put his name in, but I also chose not to, because 20 years later, you know, um, I don't feel the same way about it. I instead just feel like, oh, okay. This had to happen so that I could get where I am now. If that had not have happened, I would probably still be living in Virginia. I would probably still feel like I am unfulfilled, always behind the ball, always anxious, always fearful, always full of doubt, panic attacks daily, suffering from probably advanced alcoholism. I would have gotten to that point, to that extreme probably. But instead, I live in beautiful Oregon with my beautiful husband, with my beautiful dogs, and I get to publish beautiful people.
Right.
So, and
True.
share the wisdom and share the joy and that the creativity and the insights and the brilliance that my authors have. And here's the thing, very rarely do any of them think, I'm an author. I deserve to be in a book. My words matter. A lot of times they're like, I don't know, is this okay? Should I even put this out there? And, I always help people find workarounds to things like what you're saying, Chris, too, to make sure that what you're writing is honorable and honoring if it's going to be something that's published. Because having that angry victim side, it doesn't play.
And I was almost at that point, Chris. And Kyra, really, with this book, with Courageous Heart, I was about to get a divorce. And I'm like, you know what, Kyra, I am so grateful for you, but I don't think I can do this chapter. I'm in this place in my life and I'm about to get a divorce. She goes, I guess you have a courageous heart. I'm like, okay, damn you. Thank you. And I kept my ex out of here, and Kyra suggested that. I've talked about my ex. I've talked about what a therapist thought my ex was. It was never, never legally put down on a piece of paper. Right. But I would of course change information. And this book, going to this book of how I moved and shifted everything, Own You're Awesome, to then, and really it's like a trilogy for me personally, and then going into the synchronicity of it all. So it's fascinating. And I've never written about my longest relationship, my 12-year relationship, and it was really beautiful to write that. It was beautiful to write. And I, of course, asked my friend, because he is my friend of 12, at that time, 12-year relationship, and I'm actually officiating their wedding.
Oh,
so it's just awesome. It's just, I asked if I can put their name in it, the kids' names in it. So it was all done really, as an honor, truly. Buffy says, I'm so glad I'm here. My soul is pushing me to write a book, a self-help book. Well, you need to talk to Kyra. Chris says, thank you for sharing, Kyra. You're welcome. Gabriella, kalispera. Kalispera, sa spościste. Little Greek talk, everybody. So we have other people that I want to pop on. I don't see Susan. She's still somewhere.
Hold on, let me see if I got a text.
I don't know if I should pop her off and then have her come back on.
Yes. Yes. Okay. She just asked, can I do this on the computer? So I said yes, but yeah.
So we're gonna do boop. All right, kick the guest. Boom, kick them. All right, well, kick her, and then our next guest is known for frosted chocolate donuts. They are the best. They are so tasty, and she has a house full of them. She just went to the store and got chocolate mini frosted donuts. Deborah's title of her new book is Donuts to You. It's a good book. I was waiting for Deborah. Yeah. And there she is. Hi, Deborah. Okay, see?
As if on cue.
I'm sorry. I was just so I'm reading this book that it's so good. chapter 9, although chapter 19 might be my favorite, I gotta say chapter 18, very compelling, very compelling.
Very
Right,
compelling.
yeah.
All right.
Hey, you look oddly familiar there, Eliza.
Yes.
Hello,
Well,
friends.
hello, how are you?
Hello.
Can you tell everybody a little bit about your chapter and what made you want to write this chapter in this book?
Well,
Oh,
oops,
there you go.
that's enough. No more donuts for you.
That's
No,
No
no,
right.
more donuts for you.
yes.
So, so I was in another like community group with a
Yep.
very creative writer named Joe, who also has published a book with the lovely Kyra.
Yes.
And he was talking about this book, and he was talking about getting it writing, and and he says it's almost done. I'm so excited, it's going to be published. And I go to this event across the river in Skamania, and I look at the merch table, and there is this book, and I go, "That's Joe's book! Oh my goodness!" And I'm one of those people that I've done many things in my life. I've had many different backgrounds, but writing has always been a part of it. My mother has always, wanted me to write a book. I created like a little book of haikus and photographs and had it printed for her on Shutterfly and gave it to her, and she was convinced that I had published a book.
Aw,
She
that's
was,
so
was like, whatever. But so I see Joe's book, and I'm like, I go sit down at the table with him for lunch, and I said, "Tell me about this." He goes, "Oh, well, it just so happens that the publishers, they're going to do this presentation, right?" So I'm like, okay, well, this might be interesting. And in the back of my mind, I have some ideas of some things I want to write. So, and this very charming girl who had done I believe it was the day you did the morning session, the morning movement session. And I was just fascinated. And there you are up there. And I go, oh my gosh. So click there, right? So Joe, then click, and then talking about it. And the name of the book is Synchronicity. And I'm like, and the name of the publishing company, As You Wish. I had just watched The Princess Bride, which is my daughter's and my favorite movie. There it was, right? There it is, The Cosmic Adventure. And so I just thought, I'm going to do it. It's just a chapter. It's not a whole book. I can write a chapter. Sure, I can do that. And of course, immediately after doing it, I'm like, what the hell did I just do? It's not enough chocolate donuts on the planet to get me through, right? But what I did was I just started getting up I've done like channeled writing, automatic writing, angel writing. I've been doing it for years. I was doing it. I mean, I think I've been doing it since I was a child without even realizing it, because that's how the angels were able to start talking to me after I was told that the angel that was talking to me in the stained glass window in church, that was quote unquote just my imagination. So I shut that out for a while until, I had another angel encounter that said, psst, it's not your imagination, right? So I just said, I'm going to get out of my head. I'm not going to think of what should I say, this. And I try to create an outline. I just started getting up in the morning and writing for 20 minutes, writing, until the idea for the chapter came. It was, invite everybody to let's sit down by the campfire and have a little chat about this synchronicity thing. Because to me, synchronicity is now such a key component of how I navigate life that, I mean, the moments stand out to me, right? Joe's book being there, you doing the presentation, the name of the book being called Synchronicity, the name of the publishing company, bing, bing, bing. And I pay attention to those. Yeah. But sometimes it's just little things too. I even afterwards, after it was published, when I saw the first copy of it, I went, oh my goodness, I'm right next to Elias on the back cover. I feel like, so, because there's a part of me that's like, oh my goodness, like everybody's chapter is going to be, it took me a while before I started reading anything else. And there's all going to be better than mine, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I read Elias's first because I love him, and it's a beautiful story.
Thanks.
So it's just this thing of like, how could I not write about it? It just felt like everything fell into place. And then I know you invited me to the women's entrepreneur book. That doesn't really sort of fit exactly with. I mean, I do have a business that I do on the side. I do astrological interpretation, and I also create artwork for people. That's based out of the sessions that we do. Which fulfills my lifelong dream of being an artist that my parents told me you can't do that. You can't go to art school any of that. But for me, but then when the next book came, the one that you're talking about, the vision, I was like, oh, I have stories.
That's your jam. Yeah.
Yeah. Vision is like that. There's that other thing, and so it's the idea, and it's the theme that runs through the book, which I think is so beautiful. And I just love, as I am reading through all the different stories, the stories are different, but it's that the message is there. The universe is talking to you. The universe is, as I said in mine, tapping you on the shoulder and saying, yo, this is the way, come this way, do this.
Yeah.
And to me, paying attention to those things, when I haven't experienced moments of synchronicity, I know I'm somehow out of alignment. I need to go get more chocolate donuts, or maybe less chocolate donuts. It's I need to get out of my head and get into my heart so I can feel it.
I love this part in your chapter, and I'm going to read this. Synchronicity is powerful because it's an opportunity to feel connected to divine consciousness. Each time I experience it, my belief that I am not alone grows exponentially because I feel the loving presence of Source. All these moments of awareness become a reservoir of energy that infuses my daily experiences. I firmly believe that embracing synchronicity can and will strengthen your connection to the flow of divine energy. And once you believe in that connection, anything is possible. Why? Because increasing your connection to Source, so important, you guys. Increasing your connection to Source strengthens your capacity to believe in yourself. So well written, my dear. Really, really, yes. Deborah, you did such a great job.
I'm having a moment here. I'm like, oh my gosh, Elias is reading a chapter that I wrote in a book. OMG.
So really good. I mean, really, truly. And that I could feel when I was reading all the chapters, honestly, but because I have you here, I could feel the emotion going into the writing. And I love when people write from their heart, and you truly did. Not only from your heart, but from your heart and soul. And that is just a great feeling. So thank you for expressing it so well in the book.
Thank you. My mission when I work with people, it's like, okay, you want your astrological chart done. It's not about the astrology. It is about finding, when people, the moment that we are born is the moment that we incarnate into this crazy, onto this crazy rock for this crazy experience is a sacred moment. That is like the central setting for your GPS to navigate through life. And from the minute you're born, energy starts to it's symbols on a piece of paper that are representative of energy, but that energy is your energy. It's the energy you said you wanted to come into this life and work with. And for me, the goal of really what I'm trying to do is to get people to that place to believe in themselves, because if you don't believe in yourself, nothing is possible, right? You get so much in your own way. And for me, all along this journey of reclaiming that belief in myself. Yes, angels are real. Yes, I can communicate with them. Yes, trees talk to me. I am a tree hugger. It's why I'm here in the Pacific Northwest now, right? But it's that believing, oh, I had this inspiration, this thought, this idea, I should do this. And the experiences in my life when I'm like, nah, that, and then I go, oh, see, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? It's that the self-doubt, the belief, but believing in ourselves on one of the things I have often, one quote I had on my website for a while is, I want to encourage people to get people to the place where they can believe in themselves the way their angels, the way their guardian angels do, the way the divine source believes in us, right?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You don't have to go anywhere. We're just going to pop you off for a second, but
That's fine. I've got a few more donuts to eat and another couple more treats. I'm good.
Well, I want to.
Thank you for having. It's an honor to be on. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing about, and this is interesting. So I did put in the private chat, Elias, the We Write link for As You Wish Publishing. We do have an open collaboration book called The Power of Vision, Inspiring Possibilities, Creating Change. And so I just wanted to put that out there for those people who have been listening to Deborah, and knowing that, oh, well, maybe this is another sign for you too, to write in it, or that kind of thing. But for the women's book, what I think is really key here, Deborah, and what I've been hearing a lot from younger people is that, they're in a position where they're like, female, because this book is about inspiring female and uplifting female business owners, potential, in the future or whatever. But just that side hustle there, doing the astrology readings and doing the different things and doing the artwork piece, like that is something that could be really, really cool for up and coming female entrepreneurs to just say, I don't have to have the big, giant, huge business. I can just start small with something I feel passionate about. And if Deborah can do it, I can do it too. And so we have a number of those types of authors, and we changed the subtitle. It's Startup to Stand Out, Women, How Women in Business Are Redefining Success. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to put that out there, not just for you, Deborah, but if anybody does want to do that one, email me, connect@asyouwishpublishing.com.
Mandy just said, I got the divine shivers. I will look into it.
Yay, Mandy. Awesome.
For you. Good for you. Well, thank you again, Deborah. And, you're more than welcome to come back, girl, anytime you want. Okay?
All right. Yeah,
Talk
sure.
Soon. Thank you. So
I love her.
I love her too. She's just
the bestest.
There is such great genuicity. I took authenticity.
Genuicity. Yes.
Genuicity. It's a new word.
That's going to be the title of our next book.
Genuicity. Yes. So she does. She has all that. And if you guys want to be part of the next book, and those of you that want Kyra 24/7 for maybe 2 days, maybe 2.5. Probably not 24/7 because she does have to sleep.
I have to sleep.
You have to sleep. But there is an opportunity that I'm going to show you all. And it's this right here. Express your soul through writing. Kyra and I are going to be together doing a retreat at Terramuse Wellness Sanctuary in Mechanicsville, Iowa. That's Iowa, IOWA. And we are going to do a combination of retreat style experiential exercises along with writing, because sometimes what blocks us needs to move out so we can have the words to come through. And we give ourselves the permission to have the words come through. We're going to do a fire ceremony. We're going to do a guided meditation trance dance movement. We're going to do other different types of experiential exercises that are going to get you to be in this place so you can express your soul through writing. And here's the beauty of this. When you sign up for this retreat, not only are you having the retreat, but you are going to be an author in the book that will happen during that weekend. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about that?
Sure. What we're going to do is we're going to come together and we're going to create a title. We're going to create some ideas and brainstorm some thoughts about themes and that kind of thing. And we won't obviously write the whole book over the weekend, but it'll be a good place to start. And you'll have something that you'll be working on. You don't have to do this. It's not a requirement, of course, but it is a massively very cool benefit to be in a book and to, up your expertise, up your clout, right up your clout. And and so you so you have so many opportunities to like have me there with you during that process. A lot of times people, that's one of the things I hear often is just, I don't know what to write, or I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get started. I don't know if this is even makes sense, so I'll read some of your things if you want me to. And otherwise, the book itself, I mean, you obviously know that our quality is there, what we do and how we create our books is there. And, like we'll add different things to like featured author area. Oh, we went to the exact same page.
We did? That's so funny.
It's almost like it's synchronistic. So, but so you will be a published author at the end of that. Not the end of the weekend, but we'll have that good start. And then probably within about 2 months or so, we'll actually publish the book. So
Susan, if you're still here, here's you. Here's you, Susan. There you are. So look at what Selena said. I got tears and goosebumps. Well,
right with me.
Come join us.
Yes, come to the retreat. Right with us. Yes.
If you look, why isn't this doing it? Hang on. What happened? What happened? Oh no, did I do something wrong? I'm telling you, I don't. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So come join us. Come join us. And Selena, and we're doing early bird special till next week, next Friday. So there you have it. There you have it.
Chris is coming.
Who's
we
coming?
only have a couple of places left in that.
Chris is coming. I know, it's exciting. Yep.
Yeah.
We're a little over half full.
Okay.
So over half full. So it's exciting.
We're a little over half full. So it's like 5.5.
If you want Selena email, you can email Kyra or myself, and we'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. Or you can just give us your email right here. Do that too. Whatever you.
And if you want to go ahead and delete that,
yes,
hold on one
you
second.
want to delete that so not everybody sees your email, girl. So did you get it, Kyra?
I'm getting it. I'm getting there. Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So I'm gonna just delete that comment, girl. Just delete it because we don't want everybody to know your information.
That's right.
So yeah, we're going to have this retreat and it's going to be amazing. And maybe, just maybe, you need to shake things up a little bit more right before. And if you want to shake it up right before, come to the Mindset of Love retreat. Did you ever feel like fake it till you make it fails? Well, then what? You're like, I'm going to fake it to make it. Now what do I do? Well, we're going to tell you what to do at the Mindset of Love retreat. This is going to be a retreat where we don't get to do this a lot. The rhythmic soul sound healing. It is a Chilean-based sound healing with rattles and drums, and everybody is a participant in this. We're going to talk about the mindset principles, and those mindset principles are from my book, Changing the FU to Thank You. And that is all about how you can move past your mistake and move into intention and improvement, never giving up, being determined, following, this is the important part, following yourself, being determined while seeing yourself successful, looking and doing the elbow grease work that you need to do, and embrace the work that you did instead of like, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. And then celebrating yourself, treating yourself to something good. It is all part of the mindset, information, the principles, as I like to call them. And with that, we're going to also have a special post-retreat. Laura Wusta, Ginger Perrick, and Lisa Nolan Chalowski and myself, We're going to do a 2-hour demo of mediumship. So come join us. Come join us. There's so much going on, and it's right here in Washington State, a couple hours away from Kyra. So a couple hours away. Did Todd want to pop in and say hello? No. Okay. All right. Okay. No worries. No worries. And thank you, Delora. Yes, yes, yes. Selena says that's during tax season, but the writing one is afterwards. Yes, it is. Right after, Selena. Right after. So come along and listen to the tax season and then come to the retreat.
I sent her an email.
Okay, good. Good. Mandy says, I'm going to be a retreat groupie at some point in the next couple of years. Just wait and see. I will make it to one this year. We'll see where I'm meant to go. I know
which one.
I know which one too. Yes. So, everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. And thank you, Deborah. Thanks for being here.
Did Susan get in the back?
No.
Did Susan get back in there?
No. I didn't see her. I don't see her on here. But
we love you, Susan.
We love you. And
next time, Susan, come. I'll share donuts with you.
Donuts. Just come to the retreats for donuts. Chocolate ones. Chocolate mini frosted ones. Yes. You're welcome, Chris. I knew you were going to say that. Thank you. So everybody, thank you for being here. Remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. From our hearts to yours. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful night. And we'll talk to you soon. Be well.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.